Hi guys, what is up? Welcome. A few things I have to say before we begin. Firstly, you see that little stain right here? It's not the thing you think it is. It's just yogurt. Just letting you know. For some reason, it just missed my mouth and I fell on the bed and I didn't realize like 10 minutes later, like, what is this? I need to learn how to eat. Next thing I wanted to say is if you haven't watched my previous video, probably like, do you have lenses on or what? Yeah, I do have green lenses on. I'll leave a link below. I just figured I would just change it up a little bit. Plus, I'm filming 2 videos in a day just because it's beautiful outside. And normally it's like very, very cloudy here. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a Dear Makeup Brands video. If you haven't watched last month's video, I'll have that video linked down below in the description box. So many of you guys loved that video. I mean, I knew you guys would love it, but I didn't expect that much. And so many of you guys also sent so much love to the person who inspired this video, which is Doodles by the Bunny. So basically, this video is based on her drawings. She's a super talented makeup illustrator. If you guys haven't checked her out yet, her name is Angela, and her Instagram page name goes by Doodles by the Bunny. I'll also have it linked down below. If you guys go follow her, let her know that I sent you. Okay, first of all, I have to say, as a person, I messaged her a little bit here and there. Such a nice person. You know when you can talk to someone, you can tell like, wow, just such a sweetheart. It's beautiful to see how amazing her work is, but to know that the person behind the work is like, again, just based on the little conversation we had, just to know that they're just so sweet, it really speaks words of volumes for me, honestly. For this video, I'm going to run through about 10 items that really caught my attention from her drawings, and I'm just going to share with you guys how I feel about them, why I love them, why I wish they would come to real life. I hope ColourPop hires her. That would be her dream. She mentioned that to me and I was like, girl, I wish. They need you. I mean, they're good on their own, but they need her too. Before we begin, have in mind that none of these products are actual real items you can purchase, which I'm like, oh, I wish. But hopefully one day they will be items that we could all purchase. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I personally fell beyond in love with is this Urban Decay Naked Amour palette. Now, I feel like since Valentine's Day is quickly approaching us, this is beyond perfect. It's part of the Naked line, or it would be part of the Naked line, and basically this palette includes a decent amount of pink tone shades, reddish shades, a deeper reddish rosy color towards the end there so you can kind of deepen up the crease with. I think that this palette combines, you know, beautiful glittery shades, metallic shades, and a decent amount of matte shades that allows you to be so creative, and it allows you to create so many looks just using this. Even though we have pinks and reds, I feel like if this would come to life, I can see myself creating like at least 20 looks with this color combination. I think that these shades also look good on a ton of different skin tones. I do mention that a lot. I feel like reddish or burgundy type of shades, and then these kind of shades also just complement a ton of different skin tones, a ton of different eye colors. And I mean, I generally do like the Naked line from Urban Decay. I feel like they're consistently getting better and better. So if this would come to real life, this heart would just sink, I tell you. Okay, moving on to something Geoffrey Star related. I think she does a fabulous job with Geoffrey Star products in general. I mean, she's really bomb, but especially with Geoffrey Star, I'm literally gushing over these products constantly. So this right here is the Royal Blood palette. I know that Geoffrey is probably coming out with a purple tone palette. I'm not sure if it's gonna be, honestly, this. I really don't know if this is what it's gonna be called or what, but this palette is so damn pretty. It's not only that it includes purpley tone shades, but you have like different undertones of purple, but then also you have like yellowy and gold shades, and I feel like those two shades just complement each other so damn well. Like, it's not just a purple palette, which I mean would have been great as well, but the fact that she also included golds is like mind-boggling to me, because I'm like, genius. Just when you thought Angela like exceeded the level of perfection, she comes out with something like this. And I'm like, what? I'm telling you. So the packaging of this is very similar to the Blue Blood palette, and I like that everything is kind of the same, so it stores nicely. Also, I have to say the names she comes up with for each shade is so damn creative, and I'm pretty sure it takes a ton of time. Like, one shade is called Drag Queen. It's a beautiful mauve color. We have Closet Queen, which is such a gorgeous, like, not like a Trisha pink that we saw in the Conspiracy palette, but it has a little bit of white in there. Beautiful. Beauty Queen is such a pretty light lilac color. There's this one shade that's called Bow Down, and it's a gorgeous glittery gold. Not too yellow, but not too white, like literally just in the middle. The word that I would describe this palette as is perfection. The next palette that I wanted to speak to you guys about is also from the Geoffrey Star line, or what would be or what could be from the Geoffrey Star line. This is the Bad Blood palette. This palette is just so badass. I am living and breathing for this. It's so beautiful. Like when I see this palette, I'm like, let's go, let's do it. Like, where's my blazer? I'm out, you know? I like that this palette kind of combines a little bit of everything. So when you're looking at this, you're like, huh, am I really gonna be able to create a look with this? But if you really look into it, I feel like you could, because there's a nice amount of deeper reddish brownish shades that you can throw in the crease. Great lit shades, again, great transition shades, a deeper black over there, and then the embossment of each eyeshadow is like, what? We have one that's like a skull, an emoji that's like, you know what I mean? What else? We have one that's like a drop, a star, an X. I am feeling the vibe of this. Like, you know how when people say like, oh, when I put on makeup, I feel like I could conquer the world? I feel like if I would have this palette on my eyes, it'd be like, there's nobody in my way. Go get it. There's one shade that's called Dead to Me, and I'm like, I could so relate to that. Let me know if you could too. I try not to relate to that because it's like, I don't want anyone to be dead to me, but back to this, I don't know, if the person kind of just doesn't treat me right or acts in a way where it puts me down, it's like, bye. Yeah, and I feel like I need to wear that on my eyes sometimes if I'm having that kind of day where it's like, I'm wearing Dead to Me in my eyes, right? Another shade is called Out of My Life. I love that beautiful purple. There's one that's called Public Enemy Blood Feud. Wow. You're blocked. Whoa, it gets better and better. I love that the packaging is black and red because again, it just has that like, you know, like vibe of like, we got this. And that badass feel. I love it so damn much. I think that this would definitely take me out of my comfort zone because it's really shades that I don't have a lot of. Even though it is different in a way where there isn't like 6 purples or like, you know, 4 pinks to work with, I think that they will kind of work well together with each other, and just the color story of this is extremely inspiring to me. I'm obsessed. The next palette that I want to speak to you guys about is from Urban Decay. And this one right here is called Cruella. Cruella De Vil. I loved 101 Dalmatians. This right here is one of the smaller 6-pan palettes by Urban Decay. And I have to say, I really love how Angela's mind works because she'll kind of focus a certain color story on like the larger naked palettes, and then she'll kind of make these small ones with like 6 shades that still make sense. And I'm like, how? With Cruella? I'll take it. As again, it's Disney, obsessed, anything Disney, anything that has the name Disney on it, my name's all over it. My body's on that. But anyways, this palette basically includes a black, a really pretty like green. Like, have we ever seen that kind of green? I don't think so. I need it in my life. A really pretty like teal color, a gray, a white, and then this like raspberry shade that's called a Devil Woman. Again, these are the kind of colors that I was like, I would be like, I don't know if I can create a look, but now that she kind of put them together, Cruella's on the packaging, I can definitely get down with this one. Honestly, just looking at this palette just feels like a dream. Imagine collecting these little palettes by Urban Decay, these little baby palettes, and having them lined up on your shelves or on your vanity and stuff, and it's like immediate attraction, immediate connection. Imagine creating a look with these shades just for a second there. Black in the crease, a little bit of that burgundy type of shade, and then that green on the lid. Like, whoa, what do you have on there on your eyes? It's, you know, just that palette by Urban Decay, the Cruella De Vil one. Yeah, that's the one. I wish. The next one that I have to speak to you guys about is from Disney's Hercules. That was one of my father's favorite movies ever. I don't know why, like, he just loved that movie. And I remember there was one time where me and my siblings and my dad were watching the movie, and it was just like a very nice, surreal moment. I mean, he passed away. I mentioned this to you guys many times, so any memory I have with my father, I'm like, yes. So honestly, this would come to life. It wouldn't just mean like, oh, hey, this is a Hercules palette, which means a lot, but then also kind of associating a memory with my father and this, like, I can't. I just love it. It's just everything and more to me, honestly. Look at how she literally drew Hades. Perfection at its finest, like perfect. I remember there was one scene, well, first of all, this palette is gorgeous, right? Like, it's mesmerizing, but I remember there was one scene where two of the, I don't even remember exactly the movie, but 2 of those little ones were talking to each other, and one of them said like something, and then the other one's like, if is a good word, and it's like, literally that's what I remember from the movie. That little character reminds me of my brother too. Like, I just kind of feel like that's the vibe that I get. Randomness. Again, with the shade names, it ties with the movie. I love that one of the names is called Immortality, Cool Head. We have Pain, plus Panic, Fate, and also I wanted to say these are bluish shades, but very, very unique bluish shades. Like even that middle shade there that looks like it's a black, it's like a deep blue. Imagine that on the eyes. I feel like it would really, really show like that slight black effect, but it would still have that blueness to it. And I just think it's fascinating. I also like the fact that there's a selection of mattes and metallics. Seems like 3 mattes and 3 metallics to the most part, maybe 1 satin. But again, you know, honestly, a girl can only dream. Like, Urban Decay, please listen to us. We want Hades. We want Hades. Okay, circling back to the Royal Blood palette, I see that Angela also drew some liquid lipsticks, a concealer, and then a highlighter. A lot of times Angela will mostly draw eyeshadow palettes, but I see she's kind of dipping her toes into drawing other products as well, which just has my jaw dropping more and more and more every single time. So when I saw this picture, I'm like, yes! Yes, a gazillion %. So she drew 3 velour liquid lipsticks. Imagine these liquid lipsticks with the Royal Blood palette. It just would go so well together. I like that the outer packaging also kind of corresponds with the actual palette. I really like that because I was always, I was always into stationery, and I kind of still am, not as much, but like I have Hello Kitty stationery, Lisa Frank stationery, and a whole bunch of other stationery pieces. So basically with the stationery, you needed to collect like, you know, the bigger paper and then the smaller paper, but it has the same kind of image, but you had to kind of collect all of them, so it's like one family. So for me, I kind of see this as like a stationery piece plus a makeup item as well, and honestly, both of those combined together, dream has officially come true. Dreams do come true, I guess. Let's talk about this palette, Coraline. I don't know about you guys, but I love that movie. I remember watching this in theaters with my older brother. Again, you guys can see a lot of the things that I mention are memories that I've had in the past, like good memories. Obviously, there were very bad memories that I had in my life, but when I think of certain things, good memories come to mind. So Coraline is Coraline is a movie that I watched with my older brother and my sister, I believe, in theaters. It was one of my favorites. It was like 3D. I didn't expect it to be kind of scary-ish, but there was like such major twists to it where I was like, I'm feeling this. Like it wasn't just, you know, rainbow and butterflies. It was like, whoa, what's gonna happen next? This is the cutest thing ever. I remember I had also a yellow jacket or coat once, and one of you guys were like, Coraline vibes. I'm like, yes. And then someone else also mentioned It vibes, you know, in the movie It, how the kid wears a yellow coat. I'll take both. But anyways, this palette is so freaking cute. I like that there's a blue shade in here that kind of corresponds with her hair, a yellow, of course, her coat. There's a really pretty pink, a black for like the buttons. I just think it's so freaking cute. And then Angela wrote over here, I had a wild Saturday night watching Coraline, and she got inspired to make this. I'm thinking to myself, if Angela's able to literally watch a movie or just check out a scene and create a palette based on that, I'm thinking to myself, I honestly don't know why brands have not snatched her up, because if I would own a brand, I'd be like, hey, we need you on the team like now. The next palette that I want to speak to you guys about is Ursula. This is also a small palette by Urban Decay. I see she's doing a lot of those little baby palettes for Urban Decay, which I'm totally fine with. I love Urban Decay. And I also like the fact that she's kind of incorporating more villains, just because it's interesting to see their side of the story in a way too, you know? This palette basically includes a beautiful range of purples. So damn stunning. She picked the perfect shades to be transition shades, and she picked the perfect shades to be lit shades. At this point, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but at the end game, like you know that emoji, that heart emoji with the eyes is like boom? That's how I feel. Anytime she uploads a picture, I'm like, whoa. And I definitely had that with the Ursula palette. It's just seriously to die for, the cutest thing alive. And Angela wrote here, Ursula will forever be one of my favorite villains. I really like Ursula too. I do, okay? Next up, we have a palette here from ColourPop, and this right here is the Toy Story Woody palette. We used to watch this on VHS as kids. It was one of our favorites ever. I remember the Toy Story 2 movie was one we both, my sister's birthday, on her 8th birthday, I want to say. But yeah, Toy Story for us goes way back. I love all the songs. I had a whole Disney marathon a few weeks ago in my house with all the music. And one of the songs from Toy Story came up and I'm like, wow, vibes. This palette here is such a wearable palette for the day-to-day person, but also for someone who kind of wants to play around with a little bit of color. We have a decent amount of transition shades that you can kind of build up the crease with. A beautiful deep brown. We have a red, a bluish shade, and then like that coppery shade. And then again, the names are really cute. We have one that's called Andy, which is his owner. Woody's Roundup, Reach for the Sky. I love it. Pull My String. You know what my favorite part of the movie is? I think this might be the second movie though. You know when the old man paints Woody's foot because it says Andy on the bottom of his shoe, and then he like paints over that? That was like such a satisfying moment for me. And I promise as kids, me and my sister would rewind and watch that part like 100 times because I was like, what? Like, I need a movie where they just do that the whole time. I love watching that. Anyways, I love this palette. It's so freaking cute. I love that Woody's on it. Obsessed. Okay, for this one, a lot of you guys are probably gonna be like, what? So this is a ColourPop Star Wars palette. It's called the Baby Yoda palette. I've never watched Star Wars. I've been seeing memes about this Baby Yoda little man everywhere, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it's not my type of movie. So I asked Leah and she's like, yeah, maybe watch it with someone. I'm like, I don't think I can do it on my own, let me tell you. So I don't know, I have to grab someone and be like, yo, let's do this. But for now, I haven't watched any of the movies. But I think a new one came out. That's why this whole Baby Yoda thing is so popular. Even if I haven't watched the movie, this thing is so freaking cute. It definitely doesn't take me back to my childhood because I never watched Star Wars, and you know, I haven't even watched the new movies, but still for like nowish, I'm like, wow, I'll take it. So this palette basically includes beautiful greens, two types of blues, one a bit deeper than the other, but I feel like they would still look very different on the eyes. A black, the shade names are like Baby Yoda, Use the Force, I've heard that line, yeah. Galaxy, I don't think I've heard anything else. Forever Sleep. Well, anyways, if you guys are putting me to the test to watch Star Wars, maybe I will, but till nobody pushes me, I'm not watching. I don't want to take anything new upon myself. Okay, and then finally the last palette that I wanted to speak to you guys about happens to be a Geoffrey Star palette as well. And I thought it was important to speak about this because I have so much thoughts on it. This right here is the Blood Orange palette. First of all, let's take a moment. Let's have this sink in. The reason why I really love this palette is because I feel like so many brands come out with like orangey, fiery toned eyeshadows, mainly fiery toned shades. And I feel like we have literally a major abundance of those kind of colors. And a lot of you guys actually even told me in one of my previous videos, like, I'm kind of over it. I love orangey shades, but then there are times where I'm like, how much times can I wear the same orange copper toned like look, you know? I mean, even if I'm enjoying the look, it's like, let me kind of try to switch it up a little bit, right? So the reason why I love this is because it kind of combines a few fiery tone shades, but then also a nice amount of just orange juice type of colors, but then also a decent amount of golds that I feel like would really pair well with each other. Then we have like one or two kind of peachy shades. So it is orange, but it's not an orange type of palette that you'd only be able to create one look with, you know? I feel like with this palette, everything here kind of falls in the same category as orange-y in a way, besides for maybe those golds. But I feel like it's a good contrast because I can create probably 50 looks just using this in that orange family, but I'm pretty sure they would all look very different. With a lot of other like color themed palettes, you really don't have that. Like you can maybe create 3 different looks, maybe 2, sometimes only 1, and it looks very similar on the eyes. But with this one, I think that it has so much diversity, and for me, that is extremely important. I need to have diversity. I need to feel inspired. I don't want to be pulling out a palette and then use it once and then be like, I've already used this palette. Like every time I'm creating a look, it comes out the same. I don't want that, you know? Regardless if a palette is affordable or not. A lot of times with the ColourPop palettes, that could be the case. Which I really wish it wouldn't. But anyways, I feel like this palette is beyond genius. Again, with Angela, I like that she's not just putting the shades together. She's like literally thinking about it in a way where like, if this would come to real life, how can I make this be wearable, diverse, different, unique? All of that combined into one is what I see with this Blood Orange palette, and I'm living for it. I never said that. I never spoke this way. But I might start. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I just spit. Thank goodness you're not close to me. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, definitely go check out Angela. Let her know that I sent you. I'll have her Instagram linked down below. I'll also have my previous video linked down below. And I absolutely 1,000,000,000% want to know what you guys have to say about all of these palettes. How do you feel towards them? I loved reading your comments in my Dear Makeup Brands their makeup brand's previous video. And I'm really looking forward to reading what you have to say for this one. Which palette speaks to you the most? Which product are you kind of like, I will pay big bucks for that, alright? Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you guys so much. Hopefully the like green lenses didn't distract anyone. But it's still me. Alright, I'll see you guys. Bye.